Should a 34-year-old woman date a man that has over $150,000 in debt and he doesn't budget at all? One more time. Should a 34-year-old man, no, I'm sorry. Should a 34-year-old woman date a man that has over $150,000 in debt and he doesn't have a budget? Well, Grace, let me ask this question. I want y'all to drop your answer below. Let me know. Would you, if you are 34-year-old, would you date a man who has over $150,000 in debt and he doesn't even have a budget? Here's my thought. The $150 in debt, $150,000 in debt doesn't bother me. The not having a budget somewhat bothers me. And here's why that somewhat bothers me more than the actual debt, because now we're talking about mindset. I think oftentimes what we tend to do is we tend to put the focus on the amount of money. No, I would date a woman, I would marry a woman today if she has $300,000 in debt. But I want to know, what is her mindset? Well, what is she doing? Is she comfortable with that $300,000 in debt? Is she already attacking that $300,000 in debt? Does she have a plan on how she is attacking it? Not a plan on a man attacking it with her. No. What is your game plan on attacking the debt? So that way, when we do come together, if we do get married, now we can attack this thing together because you already had a plan. And so for a man who has $150,000 in debt and he doesn't have a vision to attack that debt, I would tell you, not that he's not a good man, but he may not be the man for you right now. And what I would encourage you to do is, if you, Grace, are in conversations with this guy, if you are talking to this guy, if you are sitting here and y'all going out on dates, right? I would ask him, what's the vision that you have for this? I mean, $150,000 in debt is a lot of money. Let's keep it a buck. That could be all student loans. Okay, cool, great. What's your vision? How do you plan on getting out of it? The number doesn't scare me. I want to know what's up here. I want you to know what's up here. What's his game plan? Because a man without a vision, that means he's just aiming at anything, and y'all can go anywhere. So take away the money part, right? Does he even have a vision, period, for life? Where there is no vision, that's where people perish. Where there is no vision, that's where the relationship perish. Where there is no vision, that's why he broke. Where there is no vision, that's why we have problems. So a man without a vision, how can you go under a man who doesn't have a mission? And he doesn't know where he's going. I would not get inside a submarine. Sub underneath water, go underneath water, and we do not know where we're going. We could be going into danger. We could be going into war, and we don't even know it. No. So, again, should a 34-year-old woman date a man that has $150,000 in debt? Period. Sure. Part two, but he doesn't have a budget. Take away the budget. He doesn't have a vision. The vision part is where I would say no. I'm not saying forget about him. I'm not saying cancel him. Here's what I am saying. No. When he gets that vision, be friends with him. And when you see that vision is coming, Grace, rock with him. Yo, let me know in the show notes if you all agree. Like, what would you do? Would you do that? Would you rock with a man or a woman who doesn't have a vision for their life and for their money? I can't, because for me, our visions have to align. Let's finish up these last three or four points, okay? If you are making less than $75,000 and you want to become wealthy, right? Pay off your home, okay? The study found out that most millionaires paid off their home. My friends at His and Her Money paid off their home about 4 years ago. And man, it just feels good. I'm sure it feels good to walk into a home and it's yours. You have no mortgage payment. I'm sure it feels good to wake up one day and you absolutely have no mortgage payment. So home ownership is one of the pillars of wealth building in America. Being a home owner is actually one of the best ways to close the wealth gap between Black and white people. 67% of millionaires live in a paid off home. And most did it within 11 years. They got aggressive. They attacked that mortgage. They stuck to the system. Okay. But if you do it wrong, aka buying a home that you really can't afford, more house than you can afford, it can burden you. So when you're ready to buy a home, watch this. Make sure that you are consumer debt as much possible. Consumer debt free as much as possible. You have a fully funded emergency fund. Be saving for your retirement. Make sure that your mortgage payment is less than 25 to 30% of your take home pay. Okay. And then once you get into it, start throwing money on top of that. I'm going to do a video solely on how to start paying off your home mortgages or early. And I promise you, you'll love it. Because I'm actually in the process of doing that. I'm paying off. My goal is to have this home paid off within like 2 to 3 years, and I'm gonna keep it. I probably won't be living in DMV forever, but I love this home, and I'll probably rent it out to like some execs. But I want it to be paid for. I want to own it, and I want to be able to pass this down to my kids one day. All right. Here's number 2. Here's number 6. Set financial goals and achieve them. And really, when I say financial goals, I really want you to set financial growth goals, because 92% of millionaires say that they set long-term growth goals for their money, compared to 60% of the general population, and 97% say they almost always achieve them. So what is a vision? My friend David Imanti is going to be actually, I think he's going to be on, when is he going to be on the show? Yeah. He'll be on the show on this Wednesday. He'll actually be on the show this week, right? And he said something that was absolutely amazing, right? I wrote down that I want my company to make 6 figures a month, bare minimum, right? We're doing that. We're doing that very well. Then he said, Anthony, when is the last time you made $1 million 1 month? I said, I never have. He said, when did you write it down? I said, I never have. He said, well, man, I've had $1 million days. I was like, really? He said, yeah. This Wednesday, you're going to meet a guy that makes $1 million minimum a month. I think his worst case scenario was like $750,000 in a month. But he says, man, I make $1 million a month. And he said, hey, but I wrote down one day that I want to make $1 million in a day. And he said, man, throughout the year, I had several of those days. I was like, what? My friend Terry Gioma, she has $1 million days. I was like, man. And the difference between them and myself, or watch this, the difference between them and us is that when's the last time you wrote down, I want to make $100,000 a year? When's the last time you wrote down on your notepad that I will be making $80,000 a year? I will be making $5,000 a month. I will be making $5,000 a week. I will be making $5,000 in a day. So I wrote it down. I said, my company will make $1 million in 1 month within the next 24 months, 12 to 24 months. I'm speaking it into the atmosphere. I'm believing it into the atmosphere. My friend Mignon, she says, speak it, speak what you seek until you see what you spoke. So I'm speaking it, and I'm speaking it over your life right now. You may be making $2,000 a month. I'm speaking it, you're going to see $5,000 a month within the next 12 months. You already may be making $5,000 a month. I'm speaking that you're going to be making $150,000 or $200,000 a year. You may already be making 6 figures watching this, but I'm speaking that you're going to make $1 million in the next 12 to 24 months. But I can speak it for you, but you got to speak it. So if you're watching this live right now on YouTube, or if you're listening to this on a podcast, I want you to speak it out loud. Say it with me. I will be making, and fill in the blank. We got to start somewhere. We got to set some goals. You can't be making $35,000 a year saying you're going to make $1 million. No, we got to set realistic goals. That's going to stretch us. That's going to make us work. But we know we can get there with the systems and with God. I believe that if we pray like it all depends on him, and we bust our butts like it all depends on us, it's bound to happen. But when you become wealthy, when you get that money, here's the best way, right? The best way to keep it. Be generous. God blesses you with more, give more. God surrounds you with more wisdom and more knowledge, give out more wisdom and knowledge. Be intentional with your money. Be intentional with the wisdom and knowledge that you have. Give, and you shall receive more. You got to set some financial goals. You gotta set them. Take some time, get off of the phone, get off of Clubhouse, get off of TikTok, stop trying to dance, get off of Instagram. And what I want you to do is get inside your notepad, get inside your journal, whatever it is. I want you to write down, hey, by the end of this year, I am going to work my job and maybe start a small business on the side. I am going to get into the whole YouTube space. I'm going to generate this, and I'm going to be making X amount of dollars a month. And if you are the individual, you're saying, Anthony, I really want to do what I'm doing. You want to get on YouTube. You want to get on podcasts. You want to start blogging more. I can show you how to make six figures. I can show you the system. Let me be real with you. I can teach you the system on how you can make six figures a month with your brand, right? I'm not giving you a bunch of these other stuff that people are giving. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. I'm going to tell you how me and my team are doing it. I'm going to bring in my producer, CJ. He'll tell you how many times he and I done argued, how many times I had to submit to him. I'm going to bring in my people. We're going to give you the system. If you really want to learn how you can make six figures with your brand and how that can eventually turn into six figures a month, I want you to text the word six brand, six, BRAND, to 615-930-3431. Text the word six, the number six, brand, BRAND, to 615-930-3431. And we'll make sure we'll have that on the screen and in today's show notes. But I'm going to be teaching people how you can do it. I'm going to help you hit your goal if you really want to be your goal. The fastest small type of business, right? The fastest growing small type of business are content creators, AKA influencers. Influencers who have something to teach. They're impacting lives, changing lives. I'm going to teach you how to build a system. If you put this system in place, I have 6 C's that I'm teaching. The last C is currency, but there's 6 C's before that I do that really has nothing to do with currency. But because I've learned and I've applied those 6 C's, that system, it brings me currency. It brings my company currency.